Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lion's Pride. Let's meet our deans and our students of the month. And now I'd like to turn it over to Dean John MacIsaac, Dean of Whittier House, to introduce his students of the month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our first student of the month is Klara Vaskova. Klara is currently enrolled in AP French Language and Culture, AP English Literature and Composition, AP Psychology, Calculus 1, AP Government and Politics, and AP Research. She is a member of the National Honor Society and the National French Honor Society and serving as the secretary this year. Outside of the classroom, she is very busy. She's a member of class reps. She's been a member of the TED Ed Club. And she also published TED Talks with thousands of views. I think I've seen it once or twice. She's co-captain of the speech and debate team, and she's a 3-time qualifier for the state competition. She's also participated in volleyball, varsity gymnastics, serving as the manager junior senior year, and tennis team with Miss Key. Outside of school, she's very busy. Home in Bulgaria, she has set up an organization that's helped foster some dogs and cats in the villages. She's also performed in Washington, D.C. as a dancer, both in person and virtually. She's the student representative for the Chelmsford Public Library, serving as a student representation board member. She's also, and she's going to run off to there next, U.S. House Representative intern for our local rep, Lori Trahan. Outside of that, she stays very busy teaching some gymnastics and doing some ninja classes. Happens to work where Principal Murray's daughter has learned so much about gymnastics in classes, so thanks to Klara. And after CHS, she's planning on majoring in international relations and global studies on a pre-law track to hopefully become an international and criminal lawyer and later go on into government and politics. Klara, welcome. So government and politics is something we don't normally hear from, from a senior in high school. What has led you to kind of want to study that and obviously jump into that field now working with Representative Trahan?
Yeah, I've kind of always loved criminal law. It's always just been a passion of mine. And I've always been very organized and on that track. But through my internship this summer with Rep. Elliott, and then now starting this internship, and also my board position on the library board, I've just been introduced to a lot of more law and down that path, and it's made me fall in love with it even more. And so before I was more headstrong on criminal law, and now I'm very into international law and seeing how I can connect where I'm from in Bulgaria with the United States.
And that story is neat in itself, where you grew up in Bulgaria, right? And now you're here with us at Chelmsford High School, which we're psyched you're here. Obviously, you moved here because of us, like you said.
Yeah.
So connecting kind of your upbringing in Bulgaria into how things here in the States work, where would your field lead you connecting those two things?
Yeah, well, my dad's always said that he dreams of helping Bulgaria, me helping them, because I've had so many opportunities here. I've achieved so much here that I wouldn't necessarily in Bulgaria, and just economically, the country and just the whole Eastern European region, they obviously aren't doing the best. And so being able to help them through anything, through foreign policy and anything, just something small to help will, I think, make a big difference. Something
small, right? You set up some fostering for dogs in Bulgaria when you were there. What was that program all about?
Yeah, my grandparents back home kind of helped me with that. I built just a few houses, and because in the summertime it's very hot there, and then in the wintertime it's very cold. And there's kind of, in Greece, there's a lot of cats and dogs, and everyone's very aware of that, and everyone thinks it's very cute. However, what they don't realize is that those animals all throughout Eastern Europe, in the super hot summers and the super cold winters, they don't have anywhere to stay except the streets. And so even just something small like building houses, and my grandparents put little food and water dishes, helps a bunch.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's impressive.
You mentioned Miss Durkin as a teacher that you had here, had a good influence on you. What class did you have with her, and why was she so influential?
Yeah, sophomore year I had her for U.S. history, and then junior year I had her for civics. And civics is where I really got so much out of her, because obviously I took the class because I was interested in law and government, but also every single Pride block I'd go to Miss Durkin. She was my teacher at CHS that I would always see and chat with and tell her just about anything. And she was the one that really got me the internship with Rep. Elliott when we went down to the State House. And then she also helped me get my board position on the library.
Yeah, she has great connections with Bergen does.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, our time is up. So on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, which sponsors the program, and the CHS administration, congratulations on being one of Whittier
Thank
House's
you.
Students of the Month. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Now we turn it back to Dean John MacIsaac to introduce his second Student of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our second student month is Elizabeth Kelliher. Elizabeth is currently enrolled in Honors Physics, Honors Pre-Calc, Honors Band, AP Literature and Composition, AP Environmental Science. She's working as a Science Lab Technician and AP Statistics. Elizabeth is a member of the National Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, and the Tri-M Music National Honor Society. She's very involved outside of the classroom. She's involved in the marching band this year as a section leader. She's a member of the concert band and the pep band that goes to most of our events, especially rain or shine, which we greatly appreciate. The CHS Theater Guild, now working as the Student Technical Director. She's also a member of Lyme as a board member this year and last year, a member of CPS Tech, where she's currently doing all the stuff for the TV program and with the plays. Also, the CHS Mentor Program and the All-Town Wind Ensemble. Very busy. Outside of all that, she enjoys rock climbing and spending some time outside. Over the summer, she's worked at Camp Runnels, working as a counselor in training, and hopes to become a full-time counselor for the upcoming summer. After life at CHS, she plans on attending a 4-year college university, majoring in biotechnology or cellular and molecular biology. Elizabeth, welcome.
Thank you.
So next year after CHS, biotechnology or cellular and molecular biology, what has led us down that field so far?
So I took honors biology freshman year and liked that. I had Dr. Tonini and she was awesome. And then my sophomore and junior year, I took Biotech 1 and then Biotech 2. And I really fell in love with like all the labs in those classes. I had Mr. Atchison both years and he was a great teacher. And I just really liked manipulating cells and growing E. coli and dealing with DNA and stuff. So I just found that really fascinating and decided that's what I want to do.
This year as a science lab technician, it's not a position that many people get into or even apply for, but what have you done this year with that with Mr. Morris? And is he your host teacher or are you working with like Miss Bach or somebody?
Well, I sort of work with Mr. Atchison. He just takes my attendance, but then I'm with Miss Scarfo who works down here. And yeah, that's slightly different from the biotech classes. It's more just like compiling all the labs that the bio and chem classes use and gathering materials and stuff like that.
Do you ever analyze the data and stuff with that or just, kind of prepping it?
Yeah, just prep work.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Band, obviously a huge part of your life and obviously your brothers. When did you start in the band world? What has led you to be a section leader at this point and being involved in all the different areas that the band has to offer?
I got involved with band in 5th grade at my old school, and then joined the marching band and concert band freshman year. So that started with band camp freshman year, and then I kind of fell in love with that. And then my sophomore year, I applied to be a section leader and got that position and had it ever since. Yeah.
Of all your after-school activities and clubs, what is, and make sure no one's listening, what is your favorite to be involved in after school?
I would say theater, but band and then Lyme are close seconds.
Of course. For theater, it's a major production. Obviously, the spring will be coming up. What's the, I don't know if you can disclose any information yet, but like, what are we doing? Are we in good shape? What's the, what's the plan?
So.
Okay, good.
It's going to be cool. We're working on our competition play right now. And then we have 10-minute plays, which the backstage crews are not as big for those because there's no real set for them. But yeah, we're working on a competition play, so that is very exciting.
Awesome.
Are those original? Do you write those on your own?
Our director wrote it, but it's an adaptation from a book. Oh. I'm not sure which book, but yeah.
I know you said UVM is one of your top choices. Oddly enough, we have a former chemistry teacher that worked here, Ms. Kelly, works up there now at UVM. Right. So make sure you talk to Ms. Orsini. They're very close.
I will.
If you go down that path eventually. But yeah.
Great. So with that, I want to say congratulations on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration on being one of Whittier House's Students of the Month. We're proud of you and wish you the best of luck the remainder of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to turn to Dean MacNeil, the Emerson House Dean, to talk about her Students of the Month.
Our first student of the month for January is Justin Buckley. Justin, thanks for being here.
How you doing?
You have had a very interesting and unique experience here at CHS. You've gone from coming in as a freshman, quiet little freshman, right? When I talked to all your teachers, you were quiet and shy, and now you are editor of the yearbook and on the volleyball team, and have real positive impact here in our community. Out of your 3.5 years here, what?
Audrey Wentworth, if you're in the building, could you please come to the main office?
Hello, Audrey.
What moment or what class or what club do you think helped transform that experience for you?
Definitely, I think it had to be probably Mr. Carpenito's English class 10th grade, because I think that was like the most tight-knit community I've had in like a classroom. Because I had so many friends, so many people I've known for so long that like we all just got together. We would talk about every little thing that he would teach, and every activity was super fun that we made. It's great.
And speaking of after school, so you're actively in the volleyball. I believe you're playing in college?
Yes, I am.
So where will you be playing, and what does the spring season look like for the CHS team?
I'll be playing at Curry College in Milton. And spring season is looking great, actually.
Yeah?
We're state ranked number 9.
Wow.
And we have a great allotment of fresh talent come in, and we have a lot of juniors and 3 seniors this year. So it's looking great.
Spikers?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We got Liam Quinn, who will most likely be playing for Merrimack, and me, and then Erin who win.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Unintended.
So speaking of next year, so you're going to be a colonel next year at Curry, and you're going to play volleyball. What else do you see yourself doing to get involved in their community?
Well, they have a lot of great student government opportunities that you can get involved in, plan student events and get everybody involved. And then they have plenty of what they call Curry Up and Go, where they get you pretty much anywhere you want to be, where it's they get you on a bus to Boston for Celtics games, or going for a ski trip out in Vermont, which sounds really fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you were visiting our 8th graders, what was something you would recommend them? What class you'd say, you guys need you to take this plan because you want to take it?
I'd have to say plan to take APES, AP Environmental Science, because that is it doesn't bog you down with work, but it's so interesting, and the teacher, Miss Bach, is really engaging. Love it. It's just really fun.
Good to know. That's excellent.
Has there been any classes here you've taken that have inspired you for your future learning?
Well, actually, Mr. Berlin's criminal justice course, my sophomore year, got me more in depth with the criminal justice aspect of where I wanted to be. Go to college for criminal justice and be a state trooper like my brother. So, yeah, along with my brother being in and him teaching me all about it, it really got me involved.
That's excellent. Well, believe it or not, our time is up.
Oh,
So
thank you.
On behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. Proud of you, and we wish you the best of luck the remainder of this year.
Thank you.
Good luck. It's great. Now we turn it back to Dean MacNeil from Emerson to talk about her second Student of the Month.
Our second student of the month for January is Shalini Manchi. Shalini, thank you for being here. You are so involved in our school community, from the student council to melting pot. You're in our orchestra. Out of all of the things that you have participated in, what kind of has brought you the most excitement or joy during your 3.5 years here?
I would say melting pot, because every year we host the international lunch for all the teachers, and I just like serving the community. I just like how food brings all the people together, and food is a huge part of my culture. So I love how I'm culturally involved in this community and can showcase different cultures and learn about them too.
So what are we looking at next year after high school, and then will there be anything you're doing in school here after school that you want to continue doing in college?
I definitely want to be involved in student government and a bunch of cultural clubs as well. and I love dancing. I've been dancing since I was in 2nd grade, so I definitely want to continue dancing as well.
Excellent. Where were you? Where are you looking at? Do you know where you're going in yet? Still early.
I've not decided yet. I've not heard back from those colleges either.
Right. Still early.
But I'm thinking either George Washington or University of Illinois.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I've been in George Washington's a gorgeous campus. I've been to Illinois. That's nice.
Wow, and you're thinking going the journalism route, right? What has, and the funny thing is I know you haven't had the ability to take that class here. You wanted to. But what is it about journalism that intrigues you so much?
So for me, journalism, when I lived in India, it was an outlet for me to learn more about my country and the world. So I just love how journalism helps in communication and connects people. So that was one thing that really interested me. And I have always been a shy kid, and for me, writing is the outlet for me to communicate my feelings, because I just cannot express myself with my words. I stammer a lot during my presentations and stuff. So writing has always helped me, writing and art. So I think journalism is going to help me do that.
Is there any specific type of journalism that interests you?
I want to do either true crime or something like that, or do completely different and do architecture or something like that. Yeah.
Very
That is completely different.
So you kind of can do it all, right? You can do art, you write, but from what I hear is you have a very awesome musical talent. So what is your musical instrument of choice, and how long have you been playing?
I play the cello. I actually started playing it in 9th grade, early 9th grade. I just wanted to play a musical instrument when I was younger. I never had the opportunity to, so when I started high school here, I was really interested about the music program. So I decided why not join orchestra, and I chose to do the cello.
Do you think you'll stick with the cello after?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Is there any, looking back, is there any class that you recommend incoming freshmen next year to say, hey, in your next 4 years, this is a class you probably should take?
I would say taking an elective that is based in your future major or something you really like to do. For me, it has been forensics. That's what motivated me to pursue crime, report on crime. So, yeah, I would say that.
That's awesome.
Well, believe it or not, our time is up.
Yep.
So on behalf of the Rotary Club and the Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month.
Thank you.
Proud of you, and wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to turn to Dean Mitza, Dean of Hawthorne House, to introduce her Students of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. So the first Student of the Month for January in Hawthorne House is Lana Freije. Lana is involved in many, many things. She right now is taking some rigorous courses and just actually finished one for the first semester. She's in calculus, modern world literature, physics honors, AP government, AP statistics, AP research, economics, and had just finished her nutrition class. Due to all of her hard work, she has been inducted into the National Honor Society, the World Language Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, and the National English Honor Society. I don't know how you keep up with all that, Lana. Lana is also involved in a lot of things here at CHS. Most students, I would say, know her face around the school. But one of the main extracurricular activities that she's involved in is she is the president of Student Council. So Lana, welcome. Could you tell us a little bit about your experience in Student Council and your experience as president this year?
Yeah, of course. So I joined Student Council my sophomore year, and I don't know why I didn't join my freshman year, but when I found out we had a Student Council, I was like, I obviously had to join. I had been in class reps already, and I honestly just wanted to be part of every single event the high school had. Like, I knew they did pep rally, and I knew class reps did events just grade specific, so I thought, why not do stuff for the whole entire school? So Student Council, one of our main events is pep rally. Well, everyone's involved in it, so I think that's really awesome that Student Council gets to put that on. And as president this year, I got to plan it, and lots of students don't see all the work that goes into planning it. I had to meet with Principal Murray, the deans, a lot of times, and definitely is a lot of work, a stressful month putting it together, but it's really fun having all the students there in the gym, and although the teachers think it's really loud, I think it's fun. Yeah, it's super fun getting all the students together, and it's also different organizations coming together too. You know, we have to work with the band, color guard, football, dance team, and the other grades too, class reps. So everyone's coming together for the special event before the Thanksgiving football game, and I think it's really fostering school spirit and Chelmsford pride. So it's really fun doing that.
Well, you did an excellent job, really, at the pep rally.
Well
it was
done.
very well run. So, and you also are a part of the, well, you are a student representative for school committee.
Yes.
How has that been?
So I started doing that. I ran for it my freshman year, so that meant I got to be on the board my sophomore, junior, and senior year. Honestly, it's, you know, I go to the school committee meetings. I go to all of them. It's Tuesdays, 6 p.m. I'm always there. Last year I was with Kea, and this year I have Patrick Keogh. He's a sophomore. And, you know, I'm there with Dr. Lang and the rest of the school board members. And, you know, honestly, it is really interesting. I get there. One of my favorite things is before the meetings, I go through and try to find student accomplishments. I'm like texting my friends. I'm like, hey, did DECA do anything? What's acapella doing? Have you guys done any important service that's really cool? So honestly, that makes me really engaged in seeking to look at my peers' accomplishments. And I share them at the school committee meetings. I share events the high school's doing. And with that, I also listen. I learn about plans. You know, lately they've been talking about MCAS a lot, and I feel like I get the inside scoop, although it is all public information. Not everyone's, you know, avidly reading MCAS information. So I tell my friends stuff, and I think it's honestly really interesting. Last year when they were talking about school lunches, whether they were free, I was like, I know what's going to happen. So yeah, I like listening in.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for being our representative. That's really important that we have one. You are planning to go to a four-year college?
Yes.
Any idea where you're going yet?
I don't have any idea yet. I'm still waiting to hear back from some schools, but I'll be happy if I go to any college at this point. So.
Great. And what are you planning on studying?
Economics.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really great.
Well, on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, our time is up. I want to say congratulations on being one of Hawthorne House's Students of the Month. We're proud of you and wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Enjoy your work you do, Lana. Thank you. I'm going to turn it back to Dean Mitza from Hawthorne House to introduce her second Student of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. So the second Student of the Month is Abigail LoPresti. Abby, we're so happy to have you here today. Congratulations. Abby is involved in lots of things here at CHS. She is taking a rigorous course load right now. She's in AP Psychology, AP Literature and Composition, Physics, Anatomy and Physiology Honors, Pre-Calc, American History through Film, Techniques and Principles in Athletic Training. Abby is a part of the National Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, and the National English Honor Society. Abby, I know you're involved in a whole lot of things, but I know that you are also the captain of the swim team.
Yes.
That's such a great honor. Do you want to tell us, have you been swimming since freshman year?
Yes, I've been competitively swimming since I was like 8 or 9, and then I did the team all throughout high school and was able to get the captain senior year, and that was a great opportunity to work with my fellow co-captains and to be in that leadership position. It was a great experience, and swimming's such an interesting sport because it's a little bit on the nicher side. So a lot of us teammates have been swimming together since we were like 9 or 10 years old, so it's great to have familiar faces on the team, but then also, you know, get to meet new kids, and it's just a great experience. And we get to do things like carpool since we're an off-campus sport, so that it just adds a little bit of extra fun along the way and stuff. So
yeah, well, that's great. So I know I looked in the future, it looks like you'd like to go to a four-year college and that you would like to study nursing, which is amazing. Do you want to tell us what brought you into the field of nursing?
Yeah, so I think it's a mix of a couple different things. The first being that I've always really liked science, but I've also been a very social person my whole life. So I think that nursing is a great career that kind of combines the best of both worlds. It allows me to explore health science while also getting to be always talking to people and working. So I think that that was probably the main thing that made me realize nursing could be a potential career for me. The second probably being about a year or two ago, my dad got open heart surgery. And that was a very extensive, obviously, recovery time. So for about 2 weeks, I was always visiting him at the hospital, and I could really see the work efforts of the nurses and just all the care that went into that type of career and everything. And that really made me see that eye-opening journey of what it could be to be a nurse. So
that's great. Do you have any idea what type of nurse you'd like to be or what specialty you'd like to focus on?
I have no clue. I think I'm going to allow the clinicals to rough me out a bit and see what I can and can't do, but it'd be really interesting to see wherever I could end up.
Great, that's great. And have you decided on a college yet, or are you still?
Not yet, not yet. We've heard back from all, so we're just
Okay.
we're going to go visit and figure out everything, but yeah, in the matter of months we'll find out.
That's great. Well, I'm sure it's hard to believe that your time at CHS is already coming to an end, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot to look forward to, though. What would you say you're looking forward to the most for senior year?
For senior year,
Or that you could look back on?
yeah, probably just like all the big moments. I mean,
Yeah.
you have prom and graduation, all the big noticeable things. I think that's just going to be so cool to look back on and see like all the fun moments we can have with our class and just like the kids you've been growing up with since kindergarten. I think it's just really cool to see them at these big events like this. So
Great.
That'll be coming in no time.
I know,
I
it's
know.
flying.
It is.
It's flying by.
6th. It is.
I know.
So looking back at the classes you've taken here,
Mm-hmm.
the people who've taught you, is there any one staff member that stood out and say, this is a great staff member, really helped me out?
Yeah, a teacher that I think back to a lot is probably Mr. Carpenito. I've had him 2 years, so I've had him sophomore year for English, and then I have him currently this year for AP English. And I think that the reason that he stands out to me is because not only is he a great educator and provides us with the curriculum and really makes sure we understand the concepts of everything, he also really tries to find us individually, and he really tries to bring out our authentic selves, and he really tries to make sure that we as individuals are collaborating and discussing, and we can find ourselves and the education at the same time. So I'd say he's been a really big impact on me.
Very
That's
good teacher.
great.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's excellent. He'd be appreciative of hearing that. It's excellent. So, believe it or not, our time is up. So on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford Administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne House's Students of the Month. Really proud of you. Best of luck the remainder of this year.
Thank you so much.
This concludes our latest edition of Lions Pride. I want to thank our deans for their thoughtful words and beautiful summaries of each recipient. I would also like to thank the Chelmsford Rotary Club for their unending support of this great program. Congratulations to all of this month's Students of the Month. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and the deans, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.